Gee, what a great audience. That sign outside, beautiful girls dancing, is working, I think. Very nice to see you. And please be nice to our pages, would you? They have a hard job. It's not easy saying, sit down, stupid, to 500 people every night. Very nice to see you. Have you been reading about that thing that they have invented in England, that plastic self-destructible substance that they can make things out of? It will actually destroy itself after a time, which is very important. It's, they're going to make bottles and cans and Bobby Rosengarten records out of it, and it's really going to... Just a little joke, of course. It destroys itself in the sunlight. That's the interesting thing. Can you imagine guys saying, I have a special swimming suit I made for you, my dear? I guess not. I picture myself that they've made a tray of it, and you're sitting at a barbecue with a very hot tray full of food, and you suddenly have an almost religious experience. Anyway, here it is. Listen, I could convulse you with a monologue tonight, but I don't want to waste time. We have only one guest tonight, as you may know, and ABC is very glad about that. They figure that somewhere there is a footsore, tired family with no place to sit down, and they have rented out my extra chairs tonight, so we only have our one guest. You understand, of course. And I guess you know who the guest is. Because we have one guest, you do not need to conserve your laughter, however. It's a gentleman who has many... Well, he started... First, many years ago, he was called a boy genius, the way that Mozart and Keats and Paul Anka have been. And I think that instead of the monologue, since this is a very special show, and I know that you came, many of you, just to see him tonight, I would like to open, if we can, with a piece of film that we found. And those of you who film students know this movie very well. It's the end of The Lady from Shanghai. And it's one of the, must have been one of the most difficult things to film. You really don't need to know the plot. This is toward the end, and it is when the hero is in a fun house. And it's an unforgettable thing. If you ever saw this piece of film at an impressionable age, you can never forget it. And here's that clip from Lady from Shanghai made by our guest, and he's in it. Let's take a look at that.
I knew I'd find you two together. If I hadn't, Elsa, I might have gone on playing it your way. You didn't know that, but you did plan for me to follow you.
You've been drinking.
I presume you think that if you murder me here, your sailor friend will get the blame, and you'll be free to spend my money. Well, dear, you aren't the only one who wants me to die. With these mirrors, it's difficult to tell. You are aiming at me, aren't you? I'm aiming at you, lover. Of course, killing you is killing myself. It's the same thing. But you know, I'm pretty tired of both of us.
We'll be back with Mr. Wells after this message. Stay with us.